This essentially comes down to, would you rather have $10 million given to you right now, ASAP, or $1 million given to you over the span of 10 years?
What's up, Kevin?
One thing that I heard from the ladies that I often heard when I spent a lot of time in corporate strip clubs with high-end escorts, porn stars, the new girls to the industry all thought they discovered fire because they were hot. What Azeez was trying to tell you ladies is the money you're making is seasonal. There will be a new it chick every season. And what ends up happening is if you don't take the money you have while you're hot, and if you're not flexible enough to listen to people who know better, you'll just have a lot of money that you blow. Now, I don't know why so many women think OnlyFans is this open fount of money. It's money. OnlyFans is at scale now. And we have no history on women going a decade of making money, same store sales year over year on this platform. So everything that I heard from you ladies is the most optimistic projections if nothing changes.
This is not just OnlyFans. OnlyFans women creators can definitely go broke. But we see time and time again with athletes. Like, y'all feel like your situation is gonna be any different.
Walker made $110 million over 13 seasons in NBA.
On third down, over the top, the pass is complete for a first down. Adrian Peterson.
Away, picked off. Here comes Eddie Jones behind the back for Latrell Sprewell.
Unfortunately, like many other former athletes, Walker lost his millions, and he joins us now to share his story.
Athletes that make Antoine Walker made over $100 million during his playing career and still went broke. He went bankrupt. Worse yet. So it's not really about like the OnlyFans in itself, the money that you're making, is how you are spending your money. The rule of thumb that you should have when it comes to income earned, whether it's fast income from entertainment, music, music people go broke as well, right? Music, YouTube even, right? Or you're just working a regular job. When you are buying stuff, is this thing about to make you more money in the future? Or when you buy it now, is it gonna save you more money in the long run? For example, you may invest in a motion sensor tap, right? Motion sensor tap. So anytime your hand goes over it, the water releases. That might cost you a lot more money now, but long term, it avoids the issue of maybe the people in your house leaving the water running. That's an example. Or you fix the toilet, right? You get a more energy efficient toilet that uses less water in general. So as a result, you may spend the money now, but ultimately that toilet will save you on your water bill. Or another example in terms of making more money by spending money now is, let's say one of these OnlyFans people, right? People on the panel right now. I'm sure most people that I've seen on OnlyFans typically have a very good following on Instagram, right? But we know with Instagram, they don't pay you directly for posting content. So it would behoove them to start making content on YouTube as well to get that secondary source of income, right? So they might make YouTube videos just showing their personality, talking about the life of a day in the life of an OnlyFans model, or whatever, right? And then they pay someone to edit those videos for them, and ultimately they can start growing an audience base outside of OnlyFans. And better yet, they use the money that they are making from OnlyFans to obviously get their own primary residence property, but also to get rental property in their area. This is how you already diversify your income. I've already shown you 2 other income streams to add into it in addition to your OnlyFans income, right?
That's what I'm talking about! That's why he's the MVP! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
This right here is what athletes should be doing as well when they get all this income given to them up front.
But it's open, so it's not possible for it to be for 10 years because it hasn't even been a decade since the website has just came.
That's what I just said.
Sex work has been around since forever.
Yeah, but that's okay. So like I was saying, I traffic in places where high-end dancers, escorts, sex work. Ladies, how do you honestly think you're going to make increasing money over the next 10 years?
I've increased my money exponentially every single month since I started OnlyFans.
That's a month.
And that's every month. But I said over the next 10 years. You've been in this business for right about a year. Right.
Is your business 10 years old yet?
That's not the question.
Well, any business. If it
See,
lasts 10
and here's the thing, and this is what I mean by the hard-headedness piece of it. In order to be able to take the money you've made and apply the so-called knowledge you have, you need to be able to work and leverage with people who know more than you, instead of looking Hafiz in the face like he doesn't know what he's talking about when he runs a almost $1 million business. The guys on the podcast who are on the verge of running $1 million business, and another person who knows how to do it is run most of it. You're asking me questions to prove to you like I don't know what I'm talking about.
I don't think you know what you're talking about regarding OnlyFans. That's for sure. Because
But I do know what I'm talking about as far as business and making money.
in regards to making money, money comes in waves, and we all have to understand that. And if we all invest successfully, we could.
Where are you investing? Where are you investing?
So people are.
Where are you investing?
Average.
Where are you investing?
That's none of your business.
It's a secret.
Declare that.
I accept what you just said, but you said money comes in waves. Granted, we have to invest. It's taken. Where's some of the places you're investing?
Yeah,
See, this is what this OnlyFans economy has done. It's let women with really low functioning knowledge, no high value or high ticket skills.
That's not low functioning knowledge.
Well, let's talk. Okay. Every time I've asked you any question about business, and you've asked me a question instead of answering it. And I said, and if it's not you, eat the meat, spit out the bones. But what OnlyFans has done is it's created a bubble economy. Women are rushing to OnlyFans thinking that it's the new .com, the new real estate, and they're realizing that there is no sustainable way to project this out for over 5 years. Now, maybe you don't know that knowledge, but I do. Because anyway. So
I come to the club, like we're not.
You can't even get in.
But do you understand that what he's not trying to hate? And so
No, but listen, I'm investing my OnlyFans money into body contouring. He's asking my friend, what is she investing in?
Yeah.
He was trying to make her feel bad about that. I'm doing it into body.
I asked her what she was investing in. I don't know whether it's good or bad.
I didn't want to pay my bills, so why would I tell you about my business unless you're
I think guys are just mad. It's easier for girls to make money.
Very happy for me for my
ladies,
success.
calm down.
The basic framework, right, is like you're making all this money. Before you begin investing, you need to build up an emergency fund of at least 6 months to a year of expenses covered. I say 6 months, right? So if your rent is $1,000 per month, and let's say you have, let's just say for example you have $1,000 more in just monthly expenses. That's absurd, but let's just say your monthly expenses overall is $2,000. That means you should have at least $12,000 saved up in your savings account that will sustain you for the next 6 months in the event your main business, which can be disrupted very easily, runs out. So once you've saved up 6 months worth of expenses, you paid off any current debts, right? And you are managing your credit card well, you don't want to use more than 20% of your credit card at a given time without paying that balance down. So let's say your credit card balance is $10,000. You don't want to use more than 20%. Why? Because your credit utilization affects your credit score, which affects your ability to get rental property and all this other stuff. So you want to keep your credit card utilization low at all times, but also the fact that you set your own personal limits prevents you from spending more money on your credit card that you would have otherwise spent, right? So you have to build your emergency fund, and you're managing your spending. You're not overusing or abusing your credget card. Now you begin investing in if you're making money off of your looks, or in athletes' cases off of their body, you want to invest in a personal trainer, which can also be a tax write-off. Invest in a cook, right, which can also help maintain your physique and still look fertile into your latter years. Stuff like that. This is the basic premise to make sure that all the money you're getting right now can sustain you long term, and you can make money outside of just the YouTube. Like even with YouTube, right? I have like 2 other affiliate programs that I'm a part of. We have the Quit Addiction program. People want to quit caffeine addiction, alcohol, marijuana, and some other more harder addictions as well. Links in the description, right? Then I have a credit repair company that I'm an affiliate for, which helps people dispute derogatory or negative items on their credit report. Also linked in the description, right? So right there already. And those are things are monthly rebilling cycles. So the addiction program, I get $27 per month as an affiliate for recommending people to that program. And then for the credit repair service, I get $10 per month for recommending people to that program, right? So I'm building an infrastructure outside of YouTube. YouTube is like marketing, right? YouTube is like marketing. It's a bonus to get all the AdSense revenue, but you want to be building an infrastructure that's not heavily dependent on YouTube in the event, God forbid, something happens to it. But this is essentially what you should be doing.
Everyone, listen up. You didn't lose your money. Now, you have your... Technically, you kind of lost your money. Let me go.
Yo, this is all free sauce, free game. Oh, and just bonus tip, if you currently have bad credit, I'd highly recommend you get yourself a secured credit card. Secured credit card is essentially a regular credit card that the bank will give you, but you just give them $200 as a deposit, as collateral, right? Because of your bad credit, people may not approve you. You give them $200, and then after 6 to 18 months of consistent on-time payment and no late payments, you get your money back. I have a whole video on it. I'll probably leave that in the description. But just because you have bad credit right now doesn't mean you're stuck with it. So typically the danger with getting all this money is that it also leaves you so fast, especially if you're using a credit card that you don't really know how to manage.
Please calm down. Here's the reality. The point of the matter is that what we're trying to communicate is that a lot of fields that give people quick money, whether it's entertainment, whether it's sports, whether it's acting, there's so many fields that will give you quick money today. And when you get that money, you think you've made it. Look at all the Atlanta rappers. Look at all the basketball players. You think that you made it because you're getting money today. But a lot of these fields in 5, 10, 15, 20 years, you're not making the same amount of money. It's not just you women on OnlyFans. It's also men as well. But the reality of the matter is that if you are not wise with your money, if you are not long-sighted with your money, if you don't have actual investments, like understanding cryptocurrency, like understanding mutual funds, like understanding stocks, when you're not educating yourself on those matters, what ends up happening is you end up losing your money. And the reality of the matter is, for a lot of women who are into sex work, you guys are short-sighted.
Oh, just a quick tip. From my personal experience, right? When you're listening to people who are talking about what stocks to invest necessarily, be wary a little bit. I'm just saying, because there's this term called pump and dump, right? A stock person on YouTube might tell you that they are investing in a certain stock, right? They might have invested in it before making a video on it, and then because they have an audience, people will also buy into it. But then there's no real company structure or company value that makes that stock any more better than the others. So as a result, it pumps, right? It pumps a little bit, and then they take out their investment, and then it dumps.
And why I'm personally involved is I had a company reach out to me, and I'm going to keep the names out of it, but they reached out to me and they said, hey, we are an investor relations firm and we want to pay you to set you up with a company, and then you would put out overwhelmingly positive videos about some small market cap company. And so they'd give me a single time payment for putting out this really positive piece. And the idea, or at least allegedly, what I think the idea is to pump up that stock price artificially by getting content creators like you and me to say positive things. And it had specifically in there that you're not allowed to say anything negative, and they gave talking points, but then they wanted to make sure it was going to be as organic as possible. So they said, make it sound like you, but these are the things you need to talk about. And you see it happen with a lot of YouTubers that are doing this sort of sponsored content, and we'll get into that in a bit. But yeah,
I'm not saying all people on YouTube talk about stocks do this, but it's more likely that a person that's telling you what stocks to buy might be leading you astray a little bit. So it's more important to understand the basic fundamentals of stocks, like just invest in the index fund. It's boring, but ultimately these are companies that have been well established for years. And then if you want to take the risk, you can invest in other, I guess you could say cryptocurrency or stuff like that.
So if you're a short-sighted person, more than likely you're not spending your money. You're buying bags. You're buying nice
Who
apartments.
said OnlyFans is just sex work though?
I didn't say.
Who said I'm buying bags? Like, who said I don't
Let
own
me finish.
stocks?
Let me finish.
Well, hold on. See that?
Deflecting, that's what we call deflecting. Stay on topic. No one said this shit. No one. You're trying to derail the conversation.
See, you can't do that. I asked you what you're buying and what you're investing in, and you didn't want to say it. So when Hafiz makes an assumption, then you want to question that. See, here's what we have going on. This is why I said about being hard-headed.
I think you guys need to be more open-minded.
Let him finish.
Yes.
Let him finish.
So guys,
you guys need to spread a positive message, because at the end of the day, I'm leaving it with a negative message from this podcast because
can somebody grab some control, because this is what I need to do.
Real quick. We're just expressing opinions here. Ladies. We're just gonna express the opinions. Me and Fresh are not, and we're gonna let you and Hafiz and Kevin talk about this, and then you guys can give your points. Everyone's gonna get a forum to speak.
But as a man that you don't even know her, you have no place to tell her how and where to invest her money, how to make her money.
I didn't tell her where anything. I just asked what she was doing. This is what I mean. This is what I mean, guys. This is what I mean. This is what this economy breeds. It takes a lot of. What this economy breeds, guys.
Speak, ladies. Let them speak, and then you guys get your shot too.
So Hafez has been. He's trying to be as measured as possible. I came in trying to be as measured as possible. And what are we getting? We're getting attacked. We're getting anger. We're getting. You don't know nothing. You don't know. What I do know. What I do know is of all the business people on this platform, the people who are going to have long-term success are not you.
Okay, so I'll see. You're saying it's not me. We'll see. We'll see if I won't be successful.
And my point that I was simply trying to bring up, if you feel offended, that's how you feel. But I'm not offended. No. You had a chance. You had a chance. New York. You had a chance to talk. The reality of the matter is, there is a way, whether you're upset or not, that you talk to people. I have not been trying to be disrespectful to you. I have not raised my tone. I have attempted to allow you to communicate and not talked over you. So what's not going to happen is that as adults, that you're going to treat me one way and I'm going to treat you a different way. The same way that you want me to be respectful, to listen to you and to try to have a conversation with you, I ask that you do the same. If we cannot follow those rules, then you can exit the conversation, because we are simply trying to have a conversation here. If you felt like somebody, New York, you have to let people talk. You see, this is the problem. Now we're getting into the problem of modern society, because the whole reason I even got here is because there was certain attitudes I was seeing that you guys were inhibiting. Because remember, the initial question was, what are characteristics about yourself that could be a turnoff to a guy? And some of those things in regards to the attitude, because you started off by saying, well, I'm independent, right? But it's not your independence, it's your attitude. And the reality of the matter is, the kind of guys that you want have a choice. They're not going to choose this kind of attitude. So when you're attractive, when you have a nice body, when you pay for money, pay for things and all that stuff, you can get attention. But the reality is, with that kind of attitude, you will not get retention. And so all day long, the fundamental reality is, when you're 20 and you have your looks, use your looks to leverage whatever you can get, but that eventually runs out. And at the end of the day, what's going to happen is, you're going to be at a point in your life where all you're going to have is who you are as a person. And if you have not spent time, energy, effort, and resources into investing into yourself to becoming a better person, what you're going to be is by yourself. And so, and my hope for these conversations is that we as men and women can talk to one another and build one another up. But to sit down here to tear each other down and to come with this negative attitude and this condescending demeanor, that's not the productive way we need to move forward.
And we can have a conversation about it. Go ahead. You had something, and then we'll turn it to Kevin, and then we'll let you speak as well, Damaris. Yeah. So go ahead. Sorry. It's fine. It's open forum. You know what I'm saying? Say your piece. I saw that you wanted to say something earlier.
No, I retire.
And me too. I feel like you said you were being respectful, but you weren't. As a man, I feel like you have no place to tell women how to make their money. And then you're referring to it as a sex industry. Just because you have OnlyFans doesn't mean you're having sex on it. You could be cooking on OnlyFans. You could do whatever you want. So I just feel like I'm just offended. And it's not just him towards me, it's towards women, because men have no...
You could be cooking on YouTube too, but we know what... If you're a woman on OnlyFans, more than likely you're not cooking. Sexy cooking? Is that what she means? Sexy cooking? You know, even when I see like you can say hate comments or negative comments, I was trying to ask people like, why do you think that? Someone in my recent comment, they asked, you talk a lot of fluff. You ramble a lot or something like that. I'm like, why do you think that? Simple asking question, like, why do you think that? Oh, you know, you could make money this way. Oh, why? How do you think so? Do you have experience in that? What would you suggest? Simple. Like, I don't understand why you try to be so defensive.
No place at all to say how women should and
We
shouldn't.
have every place. We built the goddamn world you live in.
No, you didn't.
The platform you're on is built by men.
I'm gonna say
nobody made this about men or
guys
women.
do not get paid
This is
unless
what
I sit here. So
this is what tends to happen when whether it's OnlyFans, TikTok, Instagram, and when women can't handle it, they leave. This is the point. This is about business. Business isn't offensive, but when people in their lack of knowledge gets exposed, they get offended. They call themselves experts and business owners and everything else. You're online strippers. Would make a little bit of money. Congratulations. I'm good with escorts. I'm good with strippers. But when someone like Azeez or myself tries to sit down and talk to you about your level of ignorance, you're offended. Your ignorance is what offends you. And it's offensive to me that you're going to try to make this about men and sexism. This is what the world has done. It's got little pampered princesses who can get online, make some money, and think that they're on the same level as men who built this world, and they are not. That's what you just saw them leave because they can't go get onto Wall Street, Main Street, anywhere, into a bank, into anybody's business to be taken seriously with their so-called business plan or their go-to-market strategy. You're taking what the world has given you, your creator has given you, and you put it online. Thank men for building the internet, the computers, the smartphone, and everything else that allows you to sit up in your luxury apartment and get paid for showing your feet. We did that. You didn't. And in 10 years, when no one wants to see your feet or your G-string or your tattoos or whatever else, Azeez, Chris, the roommates, Mario, Fresh, not Mario, Myron, Fresh, we will all be still running our businesses because we don't get emotional about business. When somebody tells us we have a hole in our game, we humble ourselves, we check ourselves, we get better. That's what men do because we have the business of building the world. We can't fucking walk off like babies because it happened. I didn't like it. See, Atlas can't shrug. If we shrugged, you would die. That's what happens every time one of you little crybabies gets called out here on the platform you came to get attention you asked for. When you get more smoke than you're willing to handle, you want to cry and stomp off. Well, kick rocks. And guess what? There'll be a new one tomorrow because neither one of y'all on the panel can honestly say that you are bringing something to the market that ain't 15 other chicas down on the street bringing. None. So when we sit here and try to say that you are bringing something to the market that ain't 15 other chicas down on the street bringing.
Like even in the form of YouTube, right? Like, you know, this is it can be very transient, very nothing is secure. Nothing. I think the main point of this is like nothing is secure, nothing is safe. The money you're making right now on YouTube, the $100-figure job you have right now can be gone within a matter of seconds. A little snap, boom. I think we should all adopt a little bit of minimalism. You know, just thinking twice when I buy this. Am I gonna make more money or will I save more money? Also, did you have intention of buying this to begin with? If something is 30% off, were you planning to buy that thing anyways? Because if not, you didn't save 30%. You spent 70% more than you normally would have. Woo! That's a word. That's a word. That's a come on. That's a word. That's a word. That's a word. See how I put it all together? Saving, trying to save y'all. That's a word. You didn't save 30%. You spent 70% more on a product you normally wouldn't have bought just because it was 30% off. Right? Keep your expenses low. Minimalism. The easiest way to keep expenses low is, usually your rent. If you can manage to lower your rent but still live in a decent environment, perhaps have a roommate, just a little bit of inconvenience now to be able to save up the money to a down payment on your house or to do other stuff, paying for your car in cash, not financing a loan to get that new 2021 car, or avoiding credit card debt. Credit card debt is arguably one of the easiest things to avoid if you really know how to manage your credit card. And managing your credit card as well is also vital in order to build up that credit history and be able to get these more secure and not as so sexy long-term investments, right? Just stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? And again, the word luxury or the term luxury, Louis Vuitton, Tesla's luxury, Birkin, Dior, whatever it else, should not be in your vocabulary unless you have investments already in place. If you are still in debt and also don't have long-term investments, the term luxury shouldn't be in your vocabulary. I said what I said. I said what I said. But as you're here, watch my past video right here on how you can use secured credit cards to repair a bad credit and build new credit as well. Or watch my other video right here on how you can edit some reaction style videos so you can start making some money on YouTube as well. There's enough room for everybody to eat, right? The way I talk, obviously a peng ting in it. the fact that I'm black, the fact that you may be, you know, a woman, just in itself differentiates you from the next person and builds up your own unique audience. As always, if it doesn't feed you, don't water it, and too much of any good thing is good for nothing. How you lot doing today? Say it with me. I'm doing more, saying less, and keeping that same energy. No cap. Flip the script. I'm out. Deuces.
Pirate booty. I lost friends and I made new ones. I lost bread and I made new funds. I lost bro, man, I lost loved ones. I lost hope, so I blow till I'm numb. I came up from the bottom of the slums where everyone's a snake, so I trust no one. A couple real guys stepping in my team, and we've all got dreams, won't stop till we've won.